Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Dr. Crypto here, and I hope you're all doing well. And before I start, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy 2025. And hopefully 2025 is going to be a super bullish year, not just for crypto, but for your personal lives as well. Because I know at this time of year, it can be a very, very difficult for a lot of people out there. And for various reasons, losing loved ones, the jobs, just things just not working out. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm always thinking about people out there as well who are not having an easy time. So if you ever have want to speak to anybody, my comments are always open. My messages are always there open as well. But in this video, I'm going to talk about Cryptocom, Bitcoin, and also the general crypto market in general. And before I start, smash that like button as well and give us a subscribe. But yeah, overall, when Jerome Powell came out on that FOMC meeting, the whole market absolutely pulled back. It wasn't a crash, it was just a pullback, but it was a heavy pullback. It was a heavy one specifically for a lot of the altcoins. We can see here like Gala's down 20%, Filecoin down 80%. So we've got a lot of coins which have pulled back, and CRO is one of those coins as well. But to me, it was a buying dip opportunity. These kind of percentages is where I'll go and buy in, because we're in a bull market. We are in a bull market, and when we get these pullbacks, it doesn't feel like it. But these are opportunities. And when everybody is fearful and scared and saying crypto bull market is absolutely over, this is the time when you buy, because it's not a time to be bearish. When we had the bear market, we had the Celsius collapse, the FTX collapse. But 2025, we've got a new American president who is super bullish on crypto, who's surrounded by crypto bros out there who are in support of crypto. And we know that he's really into his crypto because he's inviting all these exchanges like Chris from Cryptocom to talk about how they can improve regulatory clarity in terms of crypto. And will we get that dollar-backed Bitcoin? There's lots of bullish news. So actually, when we get these pullbacks, if you're bearish now and you sell, well, obviously it's up to you. Everybody's in different situations, but selling now, in my opinion, is crazy. This is the time when you should be buying. And nothing I say on here is financial advice, by the way. So yeah, overall, I see a red on there, but we could go to the daily at the moment. We can have a quick look at the daily. The daily, we started to recover 16%, 18%. We've seen it there, Crow up by 9.8%. We're having a tiny little bit of a pullback. We did have a little bit of a pump up, like I said yesterday, and we've just having a little bit of a pullback at the moment. But you just got to be careful at the weekend. Low liquidity, whales could come out and play their game. So it could be pumped to the upside and then suddenly pull back down to the downside. But we can have a look at the charts at the moment. We can see market cap is at $3.4 trillion. The 24-hour volume is 249 billion at the moment. And we could go down and have a look where CRO is at the moment. So we can find CRO position number 32. And then what we can see here at the moment, we're sitting at 4.45 billion, 73.59 million in 24-hour volume. And the bearishness and bullishness hasn't changed whatsoever. So looking at the charts at the moment, we can see people are panicking. It's like crazy. People are panicking, and we're just still in that range between that 20 pence and that 15 pence, and people are panic selling. But look at that. We've got beautiful support down here, down at it. We even reached down to about 14 pence and then suddenly wicked straight up. So we've got a spinning top here, so which is really, really bullish. And then what I want to see is now get above that 50 EMA. I want us to really push up and get above that 20 EMA. I like us to see us close above that 50 EMA though. I want us to see us there for continuation to the upside. I don't want us to see us drop down further and start closing down and have lower highs, lower lows as well. We don't want any of that. We want to continue up to the upside and continue with that 50 EMA. We have got these really, really tight trigger waves, which likelihood that we've got another big move coming soon. So get above that 50 EMA. That's super bullish in my opinion, and make a continuation to the upside. But like I said, if you had orders down at 14 pence, we're sitting back now at over 16 and a half pence right now. And when you look at the short-term price action, the 5 minutes, 1 minute, it looks really horrible. But like I said, what you've got to do is zoom out daily, weekly and monthly, zoom out to them. It doesn't make you feel as bad when you're looking at the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the hourly. If you're a day trader, obviously you're going to be looking at that. But looking at the moment, Still bullish, still in that range. Nothing's changed in my opinion on that. But what makes me super bullish as well is look at Crypto.com. Crypto.com, the CEO, Chris, has tweeted out, crosses 2.25 billion 24-hour spot trading volume for the first time. You know, at the end of the day, what happens if you get the price down to the downside or the upside? These exchanges are making money because there's a lot of people buying and selling and the volume is increasing. So they're making lots of money, which is super bullish, I think, for CRO, because at the end of the day, what happens is the more money they make, the more money they can plow into partnerships and also give us more benefits as well for our Crypto.com cards and earns and DeFi. You know, it creates us a lot more incentives for the Crypto.com. So all this is really bullish. We can also look at AI Bert here. Give him a follow on X. He gives such great alpha on. I've been following AI Bert for a long time. He's a great guy. He gives a lot of information out there as well. And there's another guy out there, Crypto West. Give him a follow as well. But Crypto.com is back number 2 in the market ranking of global CEXs after being temporarily overtaken by Upbit at the beginning of the month. Crypto.com is now knocking on the door of the previous spot volume all-time high of 283.85 billion. That is amazing, really. November 2024 with 208.9 billion traded in December. This represents a daily average of 10.99 billion. And this is why they can go and do these partnerships and the F1, extending the F1 to 2030. And now they've got the golfing champions where there's going to be like, I think it's CRO, which is the prize money for the golfing, PGA type of golfing that's out there for the prize money, which is super bullish. And we saw Crypto.com giving some of the top golfers some of the obsidian cards out there. I wish they could give me one of them. But yeah, so if we were to estimate total expected volume for December with 10% variance to the downside to account lower weekend volumes, Crypto.com should reach just about 300 billion traded on the platform for the month as a whole. Upbit took over the spot, fueled by a brief alt dump and domestic political instability, which triggered a flash crash SK stocks and crypto. So yeah, overall, Crypto.com have retaken that position again. Super bullish on that. It's like I said, you just got to zoom out, and I'll keep repeating this in every video. Just look at the roadmap. Look what they're doing with the stable coins and the Cronos ETF submission. Don't forget that volume is really going to ramp up, in my opinion, because in terms of spot volume and everything, because of the exchange expansion that is coming into the US as well. But also, what you've got to keep an eye out. We know in Hong Kong that they are starting to become a lot more, getting more exchanges onto their onto the virtual assets trading platforms in terms of the SFC in Hong Kong. We can know back in, it was the 18th, that they listed some other exchanges. So hopefully at some point we're going to see Crypto.com on there. I reckon as soon as they get that approval for their license, they're going to be on there pretty soon, in my opinion. And I think it's going to come pretty soon because they've got it on here Q1 of 2025, fiat and an off-ramp expansions, obviously South Korea and Hong Kong. So hopefully that's going to come live soon. Again, that is going to bring more spot volume into Crypto.com. And when you get more spot volume coming in, they're making more money. And like I just said, they bring more incentives to the Crow fam as well. But it's really good. Excellent news in terms of those incentives, like potentially. So Bitcoin dominant as well. Bitcoin dominance at the moment, we can have a quick check of that. You can see Bitcoin dominant is still hitting around that 58% at the moment. So we've come up to that resistance, keep on hitting that. So what I want to see is I want to see that dominance drop down again, get back down to that 55, get down to 50 and into the 40s. And that's when we're going to see a lot of the altcoins start ramping up. And that's what I'm hoping to see, because we're seeing the USDT as well on the daily. And that big drop down, we've had a bit of a tick up, hit that 50 EMA, and we've started to keep under that 50 I want to see us drop down to the downside again, and same with the Bitcoin dominance as well. I want to see that drop down too. So looking at the moment, look at the Bitcoin chart at the moment. So obviously what's happened is we've pumped up, we have that rounding top at the moment. We've dropped down and we're basically trying to recapture that 20 EMA. So I want to see Bitcoin get above that 20 EMA. But what's coming in and a lot of support at the moment for Bitcoin is that 50 EMA is coming really, really strong. We've got the cipher B here, which is the trigger waves have been getting tighter. We've got a bit of a gap there, but the money flow we can see is starting to push up towards the upside, which is really bullish for Bitcoin after that drop that we had, because we had around about that 12% drop. And I've mentioned it in our videos. Look at these drops that we've had all the way up. They've been around about that 8 to 10% drops all the way up. So far, we haven't had that 20 to 30% drops. Don't get me wrong. We could drop down even further. We could drop down to that 50 EMA again. But I personally think we've sort of bottomed out around that area of 50 EMA of area support. Like I said, I could be wrong on that. We could come back down a little bit more. Depend, but obviously we want to get it above. I want us to see us by the end of Sunday close above that 20 EMA for continuation to the upside, because when you got to zoom out, if you zoom out a bit, because I think if I can zoom in here, but if we have a look at the chart for last December, which was in the last bull market, and we can see here, if we zoom in a little bit here, we can see here we had that correction right around here, and that was around about the 21st December. We had a 12.25% correction in December, and then we had continuation to the upside where we went up to 4. From that point onwards, we're sitting at 21. We went all the way up to 41,000, had a correction down to the 50 EMA, down to 38, and continuation all the way up to all-time high. So the same thing is actually really is playing out. Again, for Bitcoin, we can see here, we're doing that correction again. If I get the price range here, and we can see here, we've had that 12 to 13% correction. Same thing, it's like history, and it's repeating itself. But we can have a look at the Bitcoin USD again. It really hasn't changed, that 12 to 13%. And then we had that big move to the upside. So overall, it's looking really bullish, in my opinion. And for me, that big dip that we had, I just bought the dip. I bought it because it was a nice big correction, enough for me to buy that dip. We're in the bull market. We've got a president in January that is in the inauguration who's bullish on crypto. So if you're not bullish now, I do not know what to say. If you're panic selling because the institutions and the whales and the market makers and the exchanges are making you sell, but you want to make life-changing money, sometimes in life, when it comes to investing, it comes risk. And sometimes you have to be a risk taker to make that money, to make life-changing money for you. And that's what I do. I've taken a risk. We dipped down. I bought the dip. Yes, we could correct even more, but I've got some capital on side in case we do, because everything for 2025 is looking really bullish. Don't get me wrong. We could have a black swan event at any point in time. We could have a massive crash at any point in time. We see the stock markets pulling back, but the stock markets were due for a little bit of a pullback, not a crash. Nothing like that, or a black swan event. It was a little correction, because with the stock markets in the US, they've just been hitting all-time highs. They're like it every week. So they needed a bit of a pullback for people to buy the dip, to clear that leverage out. So we needed that leverage clearing. We need that cleansing. And it's happened. So I think now it's on and onwards to upwards. But like I said, there's always a chance that we might even pull back a little bit more. So you just got to be prepared for that, the volatility. But overall, super bullish for CRO and Crypto.com. I'm not selling any of my CRO. I'm not selling, because when you get tweets like this, you see what AI Bert says, you see the roadmap. Selling CRO now is crazy, because a lot of subcoins have hit all-time highs. CRO hasn't done that yet, and it's gearing up for a move. And you've got to be patient. You've got to be brave. You really do. And at some point, like I said, if I sold now, no my luck, it would be in all-time high in a couple of weeks. So I'm not selling nothing. But like I said, I hope everybody has a great Christmas. Happy New Year to you. And I'll see you soon in the next video. And hit that like button and subscribe as well. Your support is always much appreciated. Take care.